I want to get your opinion on L2s in general, because Coinbase just launched theirs. Shiba Inu recently just launched one, I believe, called Shibarium or something like that. And then you have critics like Justin Bones, who's a very well-known crypto critic, I suppose, at this point, and he is very critical of all of the developers that are building on L2s and sacrificing potential security of L1s. And I'm curious, do we even need all of these L2s? It doesn't even seem like many of them are even faster and cheaper than some of the newer L1s like Algorand, Solana, and things like that. So I fail to really recognize why we need them in the first place when there are better L1s out there. So I'm curious what your opinion is on that.
Yeah, great point. JT, I've honestly thought about this over the past few months because we're seeing, to your point, how many layer twos are there going to be for Ethereum? Jesus Christ, like, come on, right? And it almost seems like it's a bit of just trying to get some money. Like, I'm going to create it. Hey, here's this new amazing layer 2 for Ethereum and scaling. And it's like, okay, we already have something like that. There's already 5 projects out there. So it's kind of nuts what's happening. But it's kind of par for the course. So you go back to the .com boom and everybody's trying to copy each other. Everybody wants to have the next .com and doing this and that. And there's clones, right? There was so many search engines. And we know some of them are going to die, and there's going to be left a Google, right? And then look, don't get me wrong, you have Bing as well. While it may not have the same market share, it's still there, and Yahoo to a certain degree. So you're going to have that dynamic. There's going to be the clear leader. You're going to have the secondary, tertiary participants and competitors. But yeah, man, it's getting frothy. There's so many layer 2s. It's like my head is spinning. I don't know which one to keep up with. But going back to what we were talking about earlier, who's building on these layer 2s? So I really like what the Polygon team is doing. They've gotten some huge brands to come build, and you can't ignore that. So I'm more bullish on Polygon as a layer 2. Obviously, there's others as well.
So just real quick on that Polygon comment, does it worry you? I saw a tweet, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that 87% of the total supply is in the top 100 holders' hands, and there's definitely some centralization risks with the keys to the smart contracts and things like that. Like, how much, and obviously I know you may be bullish. I don't know if you're holding Matic, the token, but
right.
What are your thoughts on some of that stuff? Like, when you're how do you take that and then decide, is this really a solid project and something we should be wanting to see move forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it's very nuanced. So I'll give an example of how I approach it with investing. I have my long-term hold bags where I'm not touching it. And then I have some of these coins, which from a speculative standpoint, I'm swing trading. So I'm not like a true believer, if you want to call it that, but I see an opportunity to make money in the market. And I swing trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, and different things because of how use the volatility to your advantage, right?
Yep.
But to your point, there are some centralized risks there with some of these chains, and that's where you have to follow them closely and keep doing your research. I think that honestly, that's how I've navigated. If I see a red flag, I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to exit the majority of my holdings with this. And I know that's not like an easy answer or whatever, but that's honestly how I've navigated it. Because look, facts change. And as we learn, I think we have to pivot. And to your point, Polygon's doing great, a lot of partnerships and so forth, but there are risks. So you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons.
You just watched a clip from episode 69 of The Next Block. If you enjoyed this clip, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. To catch the entire episode, check out the video description down below for a link to that live episode, as well as links to our sponsors and our Algorand donation wallet. This donation wallet can accept all sorts of Algorand standard assets and is a great way to support the channel. Also, let us know down in the comments below what you think. We'd love to hear your thoughts and who you think we should have on the podcast next. We appreciate everyone that watches to the end of these videos, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.